welcome to the winter edition of the Principal's Spotlight Show. We're bringing you all the happenings around our award-winning high school. And part of this session, we'll be looking at our technology room, technology and engineering, along with our CAD design. Also, we'll be joining our chemistry department for some very interesting chemistry experiments. And then we'll be taking a look at our spring musical, some of the highlights from there. And then the very exciting Adventure Bound class, which is one of our more popular electives at Jackson Memorial. So sit back and enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Principal's Spotlight Show. I'm joined here with Mr. Schickling. He is a teacher here at Jackson Memorial. And in this particular class, we're looking at our CAD program. Mr. Schickling, thanks for joining us today. Tell us what's happening around the room.
Oh, no problem. It's my pleasure. Well, this class that we're in right now is the intro level CAD course, which gives students a general understanding of a lot of the computer softwares that they might experience going into an engineering school or an architectural type of college setting.
This is a great opportunity for our students moving on to career opportunities, particularly if they want to be an engineer, something along those lines. Tell us a little bit about the projects they'll work in this particular class. What are some of the projects they'll work on?
Sure. So some of the things that we work on in this class, one of our big projects that we work on is actually students design their own board game. So they go through and learn how to design that in the CAD software and then use a little bit of actually digital imaging software to create the board itself. We use the 3D printers to make the playing pieces for the board games and make packaging and all other kind of cards and everything else for that kind of game.
A little later this year, we're going to highlight student projects. We have our Art Tech Expo, usually the first week in May, and the community comes out to see these projects. Let's take a look around the room at some of the projects the students are working on and some of the technology that students have at their disposal. You know, so we have state-of-the-art equipment here. This is actually a printing press. Tell us a little bit about this particular laser machine we have here.
Sure. So this machine was newly acquired over the summertime this year. What this machine will do is allow students to design things in the CAD softwares, and it can cut or etch into a variety of different types of materials, from wood to glass to etching in metals, or fully cutting out shapes out of plastic or thin like plywood and different kind of things like that.
This is interesting. As we move into the holiday season, we can see that the etching on this glass and really even this beveled edge, really industry standard material here that I'm very impressed with, and it's really a super finished product. Mr. Schickling, 3D printing certainly has been one of the rages here in education. We've been talking about it a lot. We're holding some parts here that were actually built on a computer monitor screen, designed, and then the application. These actual plastics are put into a mold, and we make some very interesting projects. Tell us a little bit how the students design these particular projects.
Sure. So in the class we use a couple different types of software, but one of the softwares that we use is called Inventor, and allows students to actually design in 3 dimensions, which is pretty cool for them to be able to see something on the screen, but then taking that 3-dimensional file, you can actually import it over to the 3D printing software, and the printer, as long as the file is designed correctly, will spit out, solid objects for the students to use in projects or whatever it might be.
Well, this happens to be a nice little turtle project here, and we have little cones that have been built. All this, again, is out of our printing process here, where they actually mold these plastics. And I guess you could probably reproduce parts. I guess synthetics for inside of a washing machine or other parts that you might need, you probably can make right on this printer by getting the design off the internet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's really where the industry is going to be going down the line. You'll, instead of going into a store and purchasing a part for something, you will purchase the file online, and then it'll spit it out right at home, and you'll be able to just pop it in.
So your home printer won't just be printing paper anymore, you'll probably be printing plastics to reproduce parts. We're on location in our Adventure Bound room with the instructor, Mr. Douglas Stanley. Thanks for joining us today. Sure. Tell us a little bit about what we're seeing in your classroom today.
Today we have the students working on different challenges on the rock wall. And as you can see in the background here, we do have a climbing rock wall. We have two sides to the rock wall, and one side does have an overhang. So the students are working on belaying each other, which means being attached to a safety line, and they're working on having a belay team. While the students are climbing, they're working on upper body strength, core strength, balance, flexibility, and mentally mapping their course to the top of the wall.
Now, will they actually apply this? Do you guys have a trip during the year to one of the parks where they actually apply these skills on a rock wall?
Yes, we actually do have a rock climbing trip where the students go out on location. It's Ralph Stover State Park in Pennsylvania, and it's about a 55-foot rock face that the students climb up.
That's great. So they're learning skills like belaying, their own balance. What about the mental side of this, sort of developing mental toughness?
Yeah, just the ability to know that you have the physical strength to do it is the first mental hurdle for all students to overcome. Just getting their first foot off the ground. And then from there, the steps follow each other, and it becomes easy for them to physically do it. The mental side of it as well, continuing to get stronger and improve at their specific technique.
So, this is one of the most popular classes at Jackson Memorial. We have lots of kids that subscribe to this. Your seniors not only working here, but we have a high ropes course outside. The kids will go about 50 feet in the air.
Yeah, our high ropes course is at about 35 feet high. We do have a zip line. We have a log walk there. We have a multi-line traverse, and we also have activity where two lines cross, they meet in the middle, and the students have to get from point A to point B.
It's a great class and a great opportunity for students, and this is not offered in a lot of schools around the state of New Jersey, but we're happy to have it here in Jackson Township. And you also go on backpacking trips. You go down to Cedar Creek. You have many different trips to take the kids outside of the high school. So very exciting. Glad to have it here. Any last thoughts as we talk about Adventure Bound?
The Adventure Bound concept is all about working together to improve yourself individually and improve as a team. The mental side of the activities and the physical side of the activities both equate to improving as a person.
Good stuff. Mr. Stanley, thanks for joining us on the Spotlight Show. Appreciate
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Holly is a senior here, part of the Adventure Bound class. Holly, how are things going with the class this year?
They're really good. It's really fun. We work together a lot, and it's just like a good bonding experience.
Sure is, and you have some great experiences. Now, is it true you were on the backpack overnight and you went kayaking and canoeing down to Cedar Creek?
Yeah, that was really fun. The backpack was just like, I think it's an experience that you get to take and take advantage of because you're never really going to do it outside of school with a big group of your friends. So it's just fun to hike through the woods and just like look at everything that's out there in New Jersey.
Now, were you scared? It was overnight. You had a bonfire. You guys sat around with some scary stories being told?
Yeah, I was really scared. He was telling me about the New Jersey Devil, and I was like scared to sleep, but it's okay.
That's great. It was a lot of fun, and this is a great experience for our students at Jackson Memorial, and memories will certainly last a lifetime. Holly, thanks for sharing with us.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Matt. He's a senior at Jackson Memorial. This is one of the most popular classes in our school, the Adventure Bound class. What's it mean to you?
Oh, it's great. You have team bonding, you make great friends. Every challenge you do, you have to do with your friends, you have to work together.
Right, now so this belaying and this rock climbing, did you guys actually apply this when you took a trip to Robert Stover State Park?
Oh yeah, we were on a real rock 40 feet tall, you have to belay to get up. You just like there's footholds in the rocks and all that you got to go up with.
Were you scared?
A little bit, it's pretty high.
Yeah, but it tests your mental fortitude,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yes, it did.
Thanks for joining us today on a
Thanks for having me.
Spotlight Show.
Thank you.
Part of the exciting things of the programs that we offer here at Jackson Memorial are our STEM program. Today we're going to take a look at some of our chemistry students who are part of our science, technology, and engineering program. They've got some really interesting experiments, and we really appreciate Mrs. McCormick for allowing us into our classroom today. Let's take a look. Okay, Okay, we're in our chemistry class, our STEM class, so tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here, one of our first experiments of the day.
Well, today we'll be conducting 2 experiments dealing with the properties of thermodynamics, both endo and exothermic. And today we were planning on starting with the endothermic reaction.
Well, the solids have combined together to form a liquid. The hydroxide part of the barium hydroxide actually got separated from most of the barium hydroxide molecules and has formed the water and dissolved both chemicals.
You can see the water all around the base, sure.
Well, that's part of the next part. If we go ahead and lift this, we should be able to bring the stool with it.
Wow.
Because the heat from the water has gone up into the flax trying to form equilibrium with the coldness of the flax. If you go ahead and touch the bottom of the flask, you will see that it's very
Oh,
cold.
it's freezing, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Is it almost ice there?
It is ice under the flask connected to the stool. If you use the right proportions, you can lift that flask and keep it in the air for about half an hour,
Wow.
and the ice will not melt.
Interesting. So again, what were the chemicals we put in there that created this reaction?
We put barium hydroxide and ammonium chloride.
Wow, awesome.
Now, as opposed to endothermic reactions, which you have to put energy in, exothermic reactions give off energy, often in the form of heat. Now, here we have ethanol, which is ethyl alcohol, which is flammable, and it's toxic if you ingest or inhale it. Well, we don't plan to do that. And we're pouring in enough ethanol to just cover the bottom of this container. Fire in the hole.
Wow.
What we just saw was an exothermic reaction. And exothermic reactions give off energy. And this reaction gave off energy in 3 different forms. Heat, energy, or heat, light, and sound. The heat you can feel the bottle is warm. The light you saw when we turned off the lights. And the sound was the whoosh. And that's why it's called the whoosh bottle.
And no fire alarms on off.
Now,
This was a great experiment. I'm here with Jess, Macy, and Bree, and we have some more highlights here in our STEM chemistry program. Not just gummy bears to eat for food, but tell us a little about the experiment we're going to work on here.
So today we're doing an oxidation reduction reaction, specifically the dehydration of sugar. It is an exothermic reaction. Heat is going to be coming out.
And what you see in this column is carbon. When the sulfuric acid is removing the water out of the sugar, it's leaving carbon behind, and that's what that column is.
Well, now you saw a product with the carbon column, and now you're going to see the cups disappear. Ready?
Yep.
Never place your cups in acetone.
I'm here with Justin and some of our juniors here at Jackson Memorial in our STEM class. And again, we're highlighting some of the great opportunities for students really around Ocean County, Monmouth County, and the state of New Jersey. It's no wonder that Jackson Memorial is a leader when it comes to great education. And we're here looking at some of our chemistry experiments. Tell us a little about what we're looking at.
Yeah, so today we're going to demonstrate an experiment involving chelated properties and supercolor.
So when I pour this water onto the ice,
Wow,
it'll
look at
create
that.
an instant slushy.
So then another thing that happens with supercooled water is if a sudden jolt is hit to the bottle, it can cause a chain reaction which will set off all the crystallization. So when I hit this bottle, the entire thing will freeze into a slushy.
Wow, look at that.
So in here we have a bottle of club soda, and it's at around negative 10 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to open it, and we're going to see what happens. Actually, I'll put it here. So you can see that it's freezing up. It's completely solid, pretty much.
So that was actually the bubbles going down through it?
Actually, what happened was when I opened the cap, the carbon dioxide that's in, the carbon dioxide that was in here exited the bottle, and that lowered the concentration of the solution. So because of that, the freezing point was restored back to its original, which is at around 0 degrees Celsius, because that's the freezing point of water. So when I opened it and all that carbon dioxide left, because the liquid was at -10 degrees Celsius and the freezing point's at 0 degrees Celsius, it automatically turned into a solid because its temperature was below its freezing point.
Well explained, very well explained. As we continue with our discussions of a wonderful STEM program here at Jackson Memorial, tell us a little bit about the next experiment we're going to see.
All right, so we are going to be doing doing some acid-base chemistry today. And basically what we have here is all these water bottles have a very different solution in them. Some of them are more acidic and some of them are more basic, and we just kind of got to jump right into it. So.
Red solution is, the more acidic it is, and the more blue the solution is, the more basic it is. So indicator helps show that.
So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to switch the colors by adding a acidic solution to the bases and by adding a basic solution to the acids.
Joined here with Kayla and Matt. We're in our STEM classroom and we have a very interesting experiment. Kayla, tell us a little about what we're going to see.
We're going to be showing you precipitation chemistry, and for this demonstration we're going to be reacting potassium iodide and lead nitrate, which will produce lead iodide and potassium nitrate. And the reaction is a result of the more symmetrical lattice energy of potassium iodide than that of lead nitrate.
So on behalf of our STEM program here at Jackson Memorial, our outstanding chemistry teacher, Mrs. McCormick, we want to thank everyone out in the community for supporting all the efforts we have here and for making us an award-winning high school. We hope you enjoyed this segment. Any last thoughts, Mrs. McCormick?
Well, thank you very much for coming, Mr. DiEugenia. We have enjoyed having you here. It is always a wonderful thing when we get an opportunity to put chemistry and the STEM Academy on parade for our community. We encourage our students as they leave our middle school to think about STEM. The opportunities are almost endless. You could be one of these guys.
They are. Good futures lie ahead. Thanks for watching this section of the Principal Spotlight Show. I'm joined here with some of the leadership here at Jackson Memorial. This is our Student Council President, Chris Perugia, and Drew Jacobs, who's the class president of the class of 2017. We're at the midpoint of the school year here, and Chris, tell us a little bit about, we met up here in the beginning of the school year and laid out some goals for the school. How's the school year going so far?
Well, I definitely think it's lived up to all the hype of senior year. School spirit's still at a high. All the hockey games, the fall sports were incredible. Student councils also had a lot of great events over the fall season, so it was fun.
You've had a lot of successes. Our football team made the semifinals after back-to-back state championships. That created a lot of energy. The Jaguar Nation group up in the stands, really nothing like it. It really brought a lot of fun and a lot of school spirit here. So what were some of the successes then? As you say, the student council had some goals and initiatives. What were some of the things you accomplished?
Well, our Memorial Idol, great every year. We have Jackson Idol coming up. We're really excited for that. See if we can beat Liberty again.
All right, and it's the winter season here, so we're pretty excited, and the school, continues on. Now, when we last met, you talked about college acceptances. You were really excited, looking for some early action in colleges. How'd that go for you?
Went pretty well. Top choice, Florida State. We got accepted into there. We got accepted at a few other schools. We're just waiting on 3 more. So.
Great, and Florida State won the Orange Bowl this year, so you're excited. Do you think you'll
Great.
attend Florida State in the fall?
It's looking like a 95% chance, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Good. We're going to catch up with you again at the end of the school year. We'll do our last Principal Spotlight show sometime in the month of May. So Drew, class of 17, you guys had some pretty lofty goals for yourselves this year. How have things lived up this year? Was there some kind of a faculty game I think you were part of? What was that all about?
Well, we had the student-faculty basketball game, which might I say was a huge hit. We had a big turnout for that. I was actually the referee in the game, and it was a nail-biter. Students won for the first time ever by actually a margin of 3 points. So it was a big game.
Big success. I think it had a lot to do with the coaching. This was the first year I got to coach the students versus Chris, who coached the faculty. It certainly was a lot of fun. So we're kind of looking towards the spring. It'll be here before you know it. All the snow will have melted out here. What's the prom look like this year? I know you guys are busy planning for the prom.
So the prom is going to be at Southgate Manor. It's a beautiful venue. We've been doing lots of fundraising for it. We just made our senior shirts. So everybody's looking to throw those on and get ready for the spring part of the school year. And we're looking at a theme of decades. So it's going to be a fun time.
Great, should be a lot of fun. It's a busy time here at Jackson Memorial High School as we head through the winter season, and we look forward for great things to come from our students as the tradition continues. Guys, thanks and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Mr.